David is in a psychotherapy session with Elmira. I'm curious, Miss Hamilton. What do you do with your time? Where do you go when you're not here speaking with me in this room? Elmira, barely audible, repeated the phrase to herself. She seemed to be considering the question, but also avoided his eyes. I mostly read. I practice my needlework, write letters, and I wait for an answer. Isn't there anyone for you to talk to other than me? Daniel? Your father? Your mother? No, they have all gone on. I'm not at will to join them as much as I long to. You make it sound as if you're prohibited from contact with them, Daniel said. Why? Isn't it obvious? She said, a crimson mask of anger flaring on her face. They are all at peace with the Lord, while I am not. Before he could formulate another question, Elmira changed from helpless and confused to defiant and confrontational. I have already warned you that I am a troubled person, Doctor. Perhaps now you will see it plainly. Her pale gray eyes, so often averted in avoidance, fixed on him. They had grown dark and penetrating. The shimmering aura forming around her was as vivid as the aurora borealis. Yes, I can see that. But I don't understand what troubles you so deeply. Can you explain it? That is a simple matter. Her voice changed yet again, becoming robotic, soulless, devoid of warmth. I am estranged from God. He hates me, and I hate him. That is why I am as I am. For the first time in their long association, David feared her presence. You hate God? He managed to say. With my very being. Why should I not feel so? Elmira said. God has taken everything and everyone from me. Yet, knowing you has restored my own faith that God exists. He could hardly believe the words coming from his mouth. David Weiss, clinical psychologist, confessing his faith in God? I don't understand, she said. Well, I wasn't raised in a religion. Most of my parents' family were killed in the war. They saw things that destroyed their belief in God as well. I guess they were angry with him too. Isn't it ironic you should feel the same way? Elmira leaned forward. What happened? You don't know much about me. The awful things that I have done, still do. If you did, you probably wouldn't like me very much. Tell me, please. David took a deep breath. Well, to start with, I'm self-centered. I use people, not in a predatory way, but once I've gotten what I want, I lose interest in them. He let this sink in for a moment. Do you want me to stop? No, please go on. All right, he said. I've wasted a lot of time chasing after material things. Alcohol, drugs, shallow relationships, hedonistic stuff like that. Diversions that, in the end, don't amount to anything. It's hard to explain, but when the chase grew meaningless, my actions became careless, Elmira said. Yeah, you could say that. Careless, yes, but worse, I started to believe I was set apart from people. Smarter. Better. The point is, I really messed up, and now someone is dead because of me. She encouraged him in much the same way he'd been trained to work with his patients. How ironic. Both Elmira and Angela had innate talents as therapists. Was that what he'd been searching for in a woman all along? Someone to whom he could unburden himself. Someone to mother him, to kiss his scrapes,